So this is going to be a bit of a rambly video today. I wanted to give you an open and honest account of the current situation in Germany, or at least what my experience is of living here right now at the moment. If you don't know me, welcome. I make videos about language and culture, and I've been living in Germany now for over 10 years. I'm going to break this video down into 3 parts. I'm going to talk about the cost of living, the digitization of life, and the job market. Much of what I'm going to talk about today is not necessarily German specific. I think there are sort of wider trends across all of Europe and much of the Western world. But seeing as I live here, I thought it might be useful for anyone who is considering moving here or is just interested in my opinion of what it's like in Germany at the moment. The cost of living has just skyrocketed in the last 6 months. Everything has gotten more expensive. The price of food has gone up. The price of energy has gone up about 5%. I just got an email from my internet provider last week telling me that they're hiking their prices. The price of cocaine has almost doubled. And really the only thing that hasn't gone up are wages. Although I suppose that depends on where you work, who you work for. I do know that a lot of people got sort of corona bonuses or energy bonuses, which, yeah, it's nice to have, of course. It's a nice gesture, but it doesn't really help considering that, the purchasing power for the average person has just plummeted. So even if every service or every product just sort of increases their prices by a couple of cents or even a couple of euros in some cases, this really all adds up. And it's just like you get to the end of the month and you're just thinking, what the hell happened to my money? Where did this go? Now, thank God my rent has not increased. I know that it has for many people, but my utilities have increased. And so it really just feels like we're being battered from all directions at the moment. And it really is noticeable. It really is noticeable. According to the status, the price of food has increased by 14.9%, which, to be honest, it feels like it's actually a lot more than that. It's even more extreme in the UK. In the UK, I think the price of food had gone up by about 18% in April of 2023. If you watch a cost of living video about Germany in the last month or 6 weeks, then it is probably out of date and should be disregarded. And if you're looking for tips on how to save money or, increase your earnings, this is not really the channel for you. Maybe go vegan, maybe ask your boss for a raise, maybe get a second job. I don't know. But I know that a lot of people are really feeling the squeeze. Digitization, this is a big one. When it comes to the digitization of life, yes, the UK is slightly further ahead in this integration, although phone reception and internet coverage are actually worse in the UK than they are in Germany. But this is often a topic which people love to complain about in Germany, but I think it is really unwarranted actually, and there has been a huge evolution, a huge development in the last 10 years. It's now been possible to open a bank account completely from home for I think at least 5-6 years or even longer. I know that I opened my bank account with N26 about 5 or 6 years ago. It took about 20 minutes and all that was required was a quick verification call and I was set up and good to go. The German ID card, also my permanent residence card, can be used for many authentication processes online. If you pair it with the Ausweis app, your phone can scan the card and you can use it to really authenticate many processes online without having to type anything in. In fact, the whole process for me to get my permanent residency was pretty much all done online and it was very smooth, very quick. I only had to go to the Ausländerbehörde, to the immigration office once, and that was just to pay and to have a quick identity check. And I had an appointment for that. And I only had to wait about 10 minutes. And the whole process of being in the immigration office, literally I was there, I think, for 15 minutes. Aside from a few restaurants and kiosks, it is actually possible to pay pretty much everywhere with credit card, at least in the major cities. And even things like Google Pay and Apple Pay are very widespread here. PayPal is extremely popular, and also payment systems such as Klarna are very popular here. Now, I do have to mention here something called the Schufa in Germany, which is the Schutzgemeinschaft für allgemeine Kreditsicherung, or the General Credit Protection Agency, which, I think most Germans think is a good idea. I suppose it is a good idea if you're a landlord or if you have a great credit rating, then it's great, of course. But from an outside perspective, this does sort of look a little bit like the toddler's version of the China's social credit system. They have your address history. They can see every single address that you've ever lived at. They can see your bank account history. They can see every single bank account that you've ever had, even if you've closed your bank account 10 years ago. They've got all that information there and they can track your credit history. And I haven't talked about this much really because I kind of forgot about it. I was just reminded of it because I had to get my Schufa report recently for a new job. And by the way, it costs 30 euros to get your Schufa report. And if the report comes back negatively, then you can kiss that job goodbye. You also will not really be able to rent an apartment, or it will be extremely difficult. And basically you need a Schufa report, and you need a positive Schufa report when entering into any kind of contractual relationship in Germany. It's a way of measuring how trustworthy you are. So the UK has CCTV cameras. Germany doesn't really need them because they have the Schufa, they know exactly where you live, and it's very easy to track people here. But in all seriousness, the average citizen really won't have any problems with this. You will forget about it like I did. If you are having trouble wrapping your head around this kind of thing, then you can check out Simple Germany because they have quite a few videos explaining these kind of things and also how to get set up in Germany as a foreigner. Dating and relationships have also been digitized in Germany like they really have in every other country. Obviously, the older you are and the more rural you live, the less this will apply. But generally speaking, if you're under 30 and you live in a big city, dating apps will play a large role in your romantic life. And this is something that people complain about a lot and sort of lament the times when you could just go into a bar and meet somebody organically, strike up conversation with them, which you can still do. People do still go to bars. There are still bars and people go there. But it's just one of those sort of catch-22s. Now that the apps exist, they're very addictive, just like any other kind of social media platform. And it's kind of embedded itself into the culture. So finance has been digitized. Obviously, products and commerce has been digitized. Relationships have been digitized. And even things like therapy is often done via video call now. So to say that Germany is not really digitally advanced or is behind in this sense is not really fair. It's also not really accurate. When it comes to e-commerce payments, for example, I think in Germany it's actually a lot more diverse. In the UK, if you want to order something online in the UK, basically the payment options are credit or debit card, possibly PayPal. But in Germany, it's very normal to have at least like 6 or 7 different options. You can pay by direct debit, you can pay by bank transfer, you can pay buy now, pay later, Klarna, split payments, PayPal, all that kind of stuff. There really are a lot of options. Yes, before you mention it, there are restaurants and kiosks and little shops that will only accept cash. But if I look back 10 years ago, there has just been an unbelievable transformation here. So the job market is still highly overregulated. It is changing slowly, but if you don't have a specific qualification for a job, then you probably won't get it, even if you have a lot of work experience in a related field. And Germany also does not recognize qualifications from other countries. So usually if you move here with a qualification, you will have to, get it recognized, or in some cases you will actually have to redo everything, retake the exams in Germany. So this can be a very long and sometimes also expensive process. It is possible to change tack, to change career. I mean, they even have a word here, Quereinsteiger, which is basically referring to somebody who applies for or starts a job when they actually don't have the qualifications for it. They just are able to show through experience or through their tenacity that they really want to get started. But this is really only for certain industries, generally service industries like customer service, recruitment, sales, that kind of thing. But for many industries, it's not possible without having to do extensive retraining. Obviously, it's difficult to talk about the job market in these generalities because it really does vary depending on the industry and also depending on the company. Different companies have different hiring practices and different requirements when looking for jobs. But it is frustrating when you watch the news and you hear that Germany needs a net of 400,000 migrants per year to fulfill all the job vacancies that are available. And these migrants get here and for, quite a few, they can't or they're not even allowed to start work because of various different regulations. So it's frustrating. But anyway, that was maybe a little bit too much German realness. I feel like I'm getting more German by the day, and people actually tell me that I'm looking more German, and obviously many people tell me that I sound more German. So let me just even that out with a bit of British fluff, which is to say, yes, the cost of living has skyrocketed in Germany, but it has skyrocketed even more in other countries. So comparably, Germany is still more affordable than in many other places. And it's great for the anti-consumerists out there because there's even more of an incentive not to spend money and, to stop fueling the capitalist machine. Although having said that, with inflation, the value of your money is decreasing every day. So actually, it would probably make more sense to just spend the money. Diversification and payment options are key when it comes to digitization. And so maybe it's a good thing that Germany has taken this process slowly and deliberately and has not abolished cash just yet. Because, let's be honest, cash is the only way to purchase anonymously. And why shouldn't we be able to purchase anonymously? And in terms of the job market, I feel like we are reaching a breaking point and that, regulations are going to have to be relaxed or something is going to have to change pretty soon. Is it going to still be possible to study into your late 30s on taxpayers' money? I don't know. Time will tell. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to massage my ego, please subscribe. And if you want to help the video spread to more people, please like and share it. As always, thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.